Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. We have the VOX DA15 15 watt amplifier with an 8-inch speaker. It's a modeling amp, so yes, it's modeling. What's it modeling? Nobody freaking knows. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyways, now it's got a bunch of styles in here. We've got some cleans, some blues, crunches, high gains, drive channel, bunch of different effects, you know, straight out reverb. Thank you, VOX. You didn't mix it with something else. But we do have it mixed with other things too. Same as tremolo, compressors, wah, you know, stuff like that. Bass, mid, treble, gain, volume, master. Now, and you can edit these things too. You've got 2 channels to program yourself. Do whatever you want. Yeah, love it. Okay, so you go into manual mode and start doing your own thing, right? Now, some of their presets are actually pretty good. Some of their other presets, well, they got much to be desired in my opinion, but hey, everybody's taste is different, so let's get this over with. We're going to go 4 1/4 out of 5. Nothing is perfect. A couple of presets I'll never use, so that was a waste, at least for this customer. But either way, the majority of them I like and are quite usable. It has a foot switch accessibility thing, so you can hook up a 2-button foot switch. You can either get the VOX one, or perhaps the Boss, or perhaps build your own. I have a home-built one that I'm going to try out, so we'll do that in later videos, because we're also going to do this thing with my Les Paul, because pickups are different, obviously. My Stratocaster left-handed that I'm currently renting for the month. I've got a right-handed Telecaster here. I do kind of still suck at right-handed, but I'm going to give it my best, okay? I'm kind of a little bit sucky on the left-handed thing for some things right now, because I'm still working out my wrist and getting it back to normal, because you guys, if you've been following my channel, I broke my wrist 2 months ago, and yeah, I still got a few issues going on, but we're working through them. And besides, the doctor said, great to play left and right-handed guitar and work that sucker out. And anyways, we can also edit the effects of how much of that effect we get to hear, right? Of how much reverb, how much delay, whatever, right? That sort of thing. Tap, tempo, button, the whole night. So we've got a nice little panel of stuff. Headphone line out, so if you want to go into your studio gear, whether it's a USB interface or you're like me, you got a 10-channel mixing board because you have to have one, or bigger would be nicer, more stuff to plug in, and I run that into my interface and then into my computer, so this way I have more control over everything. However, all the volume levels you're going to hear and all the sounds, this is going to be VOX's preset list first. Okay, then we'll just lightly mess around with some of the manual stuff and what we can do, and then we'd be out of here at that point. So, hang out. In case you're wondering, this is an SG standard. Okay, so look it up. This is also the 2021 model, so if you want to look up the specs of this guitar, you'll know what pickups are in it, because I forget. I got too many guitars, so I don't remember them all. Alright, that's clean number 1. Clean number 2. Blues 1. That's one of the useless ones I found. At least for anything I would ever do. Maybe I'll try and write a piece to work with that. Blues number 2. I'm not much of a wah person. And 3. I like this one. Now if you find that the volume levels are too loud, you can hit like the gain or the volume. You can lower that, or you can really crank stuff up even on their presets. So you can bypass that stuff, right? Anyway, so next, crunchy. Crunchy 2. High gain 1. Did mention I'm still having some issues. High gain 2. I gained 3. Okay, so I gained 3, so I like that one. Let's add more gain. Let's add more volume. Let's add the master to 12. So master 12, volume 2 o'clock, gain at 3. That's not even full blast yet. That's flippin' loud. Okay, over to manual mode here. So I'm going to also bypass the onboard effects. And we're just going to have just that high gain 3 preset that's just a high gain. If we want to add an effect in, like reverb, say we want rotary reverb. If we want to change it, we can just turn the edit knob here. Maybe we want a compressor. I'm too close to the amp. Feedback. Auto walk. So you get the idea, hopefully, by now. Now when you're in manual mode, of course, whatever you did, it remembers the last thing, right? But let's say you did a programming thing and you're like, oh man, I screwed that up so bad. Well, if you're going to reset, you have to reset the entire amp to factory settings, right? Because you've now manipulated everything, and the only way to clear the memory of what you did is a full reset. So, regardless, just press down right and the channel button. Okay, you have two channels in here, by the way, and they're for your presets. And then turn the power on. The two channel 1 and channel 2s will flash. Press the right button by itself, and it'll do a little reset, and boom. You're going to be right back. Okay? Now, of course, my master was off, so it reset everything where that was off. Now I have volume. So I can actually have it preset itself for the gain and volumes and stuff. So I say, yeah, that's a good spot there. A little less main volume. So I bypassed their settings doing this, right? So now I can turn it off. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to reset. And I'm on the clean 1 channel. I've got gain in the middle. I've got my volume in the middle, and master at around 10. So what happens if I just turn these off? I don't even want them there, right? Turn off the amp. Let's do a factory reset again, see what happens. So I've completely bypassed. So I reset their amp with no volume whatsoever. Okay? Now, if I go to channel 2, 3, doesn't matter. I got nothing. Okay, so, but I want to have a certain amount of each. So this is great to start out at 0. So I want my gain, generally I like my gain, say around 10 o'clock. Volume I like usually at 9. Master, of course, is usually about 12 or 1 o'clock. Okay? Now, of course, my volume and everything's up on my guitar. Right? And I don't really hear a lot. So let's go gain at 10, volume 10. Master at 1 o'clock. Let's turn this off. Let's reset it again. So the controls have to be up somewhat regardless when you reset, and you're going to get what you get for volume output. But if that's too loud for you, simply just turn the volume knob just a little bit, and then you can change it, right? Now remember, we do have the preset that we did to start with, and we want to bypass that a bit. It's definitely too loud to play quiet. Little touch. actually lower things and reset. So if I like that volume, I've gone off the path of what I did when I bypassed. So it resets, right? So keep that in mind. It's going to go accordingly. So if we start out at clean, I'm going to leave the knobs exactly where they are. So let me just go up to one of these high gains. That's a little loud. What we gotta do is lower the master. Maybe bring that gain down a touch. So I like that volume. Alright? Now if I just simply turn the amp off, and then I turn it back on again, it remembers, right? So now what happens if I do this? So it remembered the volume settings and has put it through the entire preset area. This amp works a little weirder compared to something like the Katana, right? So when we're resetting the amp, we're resetting to wherever our dials are, which is bypassing their regular preset list. I still have to figure out why that happens that way, because it's kind of odd. Not that I'm complaining much, but you know. So if I now reset again, with that last setting, doesn't matter where I go. It puts it throughout. So what I'm seeing in this is that when you're going to do a reset, wherever your controls are for your master, your volume, and your gain, that position is going to be characterized as part of the preset list when it gets reloaded back in from factory. You know, so whatever they originally did is anybody's guess. But regardless, that's kind of the way this thing works. So that's kind of a quirky thing about it that I've not figured out yet. But I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually. Maybe. But otherwise, I have no real major complaints about the amp. I think size, great. Speaker 8-inch, great. 15 watts, that's pretty loud. Okay, can be. We didn't even dime everything, okay? Although we could, I suppose. Yeah. You know, I know you guys. We're only doing this once, though, because right now my neighbors upstairs aren't home. Okay, so let's do this. Everything right to the hilt for bass, for gain, volume, and master. And let's go to a high gain setting. sure that made some of you happy. What do we have? Like 20 minutes here? Just looking at my camera, sorry. 20 minutes. All right, we're good. I think we're solid on this one for at least this guitar. We're never doing that again. Unless unless the landlords aren't home, okay, we'll do it. But otherwise, yeah. So do stay tuned. I'll do the Strat, Telly, that sort of thing. Maybe even throw my Les Paul in there, or actually better yet, let's throw the Kramer Pacer Classic in there, because that would be awesome on this amp. So stay tuned for more, guys. Thanks so much for watching. We'll definitely catch you guys on the next video. So see ya.